part of our strategic plan ensures that we will have exemplary staff who meet the holistic needs and nurtures the aspirations of each student. Today on the Bridge Podcast, we are thrilled to converse with the reigning Teacher of the Year in the RUSD, one of her inspiring students, and the dynamic principal who leads them. Let's extend a warm welcome to Mrs. Laura Diamond, an exceptional Samuel W. Simpson Elementary School 4th grade teacher, joined by her student, Jon Valdovinos Mondragon, and the enthusiastic principal, Mrs. Ramona Rodriguez. I want to thank you all for being here. Team Simpson Seahawks. Thank you, Jon. Thank you, Mrs. Diamond. And thank you, Mrs. Rodriguez. Thank you so much for being here. Jon, I want to jump into you because your favorite subject is math and science. This is about academics. And what I love about your teacher, which a lot of people in the district office and a lot of the K-12 education community knows, Mrs. Diamond is one of our best teachers. And I know she's very humble about it. It has taken me forever to get her on this Bridge podcast. And she's only going to be here because she said one of her students is, and we selected you. So my question is, tell me a little bit about your teacher who is currently Rialto Unified School District, and I don't know if you knew this, Teacher of the Year.
I saw it on the school.
You did see it in the school,
yeah.
Okay. And what do you think about Miss Diamond's way of teaching? How does she teach you?
She teaches very well.
Yeah? Like how?
Like she helps us understand it more and puts it in like ways for us to understand.
So she makes it very easier, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is she funny?
Yes.
Can you describe her a little bit?
She makes funny jokes. And she's also caring for us, and she also encourages us.
Oh, how wonderful. So, Mrs. Diamond, obviously Teacher of the Year. Obviously, you have been in the Rialto Unified School District since 1989, it says here. So, I would say 29 years of being in the district. And you just love the classroom atmosphere.
I do love the classroom atmosphere. That's why I have not left to do something else. I intend to finish off my career in the classroom for sure.
What is your style of teaching? What is your philosophy? And has it changed through the decades?
I would say that it's definitely changed over time because, think about it. If you went to the doctor, 30 years ago, they had techniques that they used. You don't want your doctor treating you the same that they did 30 years ago. Things change, kids change, the culture changes, techniques change. So many things have changed in education. And you have to keep up. You keep up or you get left behind. So a lot of your data, of when we're talking about data, and I know sometimes we don't do that a lot because I don't want to put that pressure, but when you look at data, when you look at test scores, when you look at, and that's not everything, but that's a bulk of what we're doing. And in academics, it's important, the reading, the math, the science, the English language arts, and, the DLI classrooms now that we have. There's so much going on in our classrooms. And when you have a student like Jon, and Jon, I apologize, it's Valdovinos Mondragon, right? Okay.
Yes.
So when you have a student, 4th grader, as Jon saying, she's fun, she's exciting, I like the way she teaches and she cares about us. These are all components that go into, effective classroom teaching.
For sure. I will say that kids are not just a test score, right. But if I can help my students meet the rigorous standards that the state has set forth, they are really set up to do well in life. So it's like a golden ticket for a lot of our kids to be literate, to be able to problem solve, to be able to work together. So my goal is to help every student try to meet those standards. I'm not always successful, but if a student doesn't meet standards, I know I can say, before I put my head on the pillow that I did my best and I know they've improved over time. For me, one of the most important things is to believe that kids can do it. I have to believe that they can meet those really rigorous standards. That's how I get in the door. But after that, boy, that's a complicated question. I would say social learning is a big part of it. I want my kids to be talking all day long about learning. And let's face it, kids, that's what they want to do. They want to talk. They want to talk with their friends.
Right.
So that social learning is definitely part of it.
Oh, wonderful. Mrs. Ramona Rodriguez, of course, you were at Garcia Elementary School, Dr. Ernest Garcia Elementary School. Now you're here with us at Simpson. You started as a bilingual teacher in 1995. 2004 is, so we're almost going on 20 years as a principal, as an administrator. When you hear a teacher such as Mrs. Diamond talk like this, I'm sure it warms your heart.
What can I say about Mrs. Diamond? She, in my observations since I've been at Simpson, is that she exemplifies and personifies what Simpson Elementary School is all about. And if you know what the mantra is for our school, it is Simpson is the school of personal and academic excellence. And she personifies that every day. And when I hear students say what Jon said today, that she is funny, she's encouraging,
Caring.
and that she cares about her students, that's everything.
Well said, Principal Rodriguez. I do want to ask you, because of what she had mentioned, students like you. So you're in 4th grade. So what's your future aspirations? What do you want to be when maybe you grow up?
I would probably want to be a boxer.
Ooh.
And if I can't be that, I'll probably be a businessman and for a gym.
Uh-huh.
And I would also like to be a firefighter
A firefighter. How cool. Why do you want to be a firefighter?
so I could help people out.
Oh, that's sweet. And your teacher did tell me you're one of the most polite people in her classroom. You say thank you a lot. You say please. I mean, a teacher picks up on those type of things, right? So that's a good thing. It's great to have good manners. So do you plan on going to college?
Yes.
Which college?
Harvard?
Oh, you want to go to Harvard?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, can we have a T-shirt when you go to Harvard or something?
Yeah.
You'll remember us?
Yeah.
You promise?
Promise.
Okay.
This is not going off my mind.
Thank you. Mrs. Rodriguez. So if a parent, a family comes to Rialto Unified School District and they want to walk into Simpson Elementary School, why would you, as the leader of the Seahawks, tell them that this is where you want your child to attend school?
One of the things that stood out to me when I first came to Simpson was the school mantra. And I know I've mentioned it before. It's the school of personal and academic excellence. From the moment you enter the school, going through the front office, make your way through the hallways, and definitely when you enter those classrooms, you can feel it, you can see it. So it's everywhere when you talk to teachers, to students, to other parents, to staff. Everybody's very proud of that high academic excellence at Simpson.
Excellent. I want to switch it up a little bit because I know we've been talking about academics a lot and aspirations and so forth. 29 years at the same school, Simpson Elementary School, which is great. And you've taught 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade.
1st grade, 2nd grade. Yeah.
She's like, I've been there. But what do you like to do? I think it would be nice for us what do you like to do in your spare time? What do you do when you're not always looking at the rigor? And it's a monumental job teaching. Not everybody can do it. But when you get that one little break, summer break, winter break, whatever breaks you get, where do you go? What do you do, Mrs. Diamond?
Well, I really only do things in the summer.
Okay.
Teaching is a full-time job and then some. Yeah. Yep. Working on the weekends too. But that's okay because we have a wonderful summer break. And I am a big traveler. I travel every summer for long periods of time. I like to get different perspectives, visiting different countries.
Throw some countries out to us. Where have you been?
I have been to Spain, I've been to Portugal, I've been to Canada, I've been to England and Germany and Croatia, and the list is very long.
So you like travel?
I do.
See,
Yes.
did you just find that out about your teacher?
I knew she traveled, but not that much places.
Yes. And so I know that you and your husband have a child.
Yes, we do.
And you're also foster parents. Oh.
Well, we were foster parents.
Okay.
We fostered for about 8 years. We had 5 kids long-term during those 8 years.
Oh, wow.
A pair of siblings and some single children.
How noble. Very, very admirable. Now, going back to Jon and students much like Jon, When you see a student in your class perhaps struggling, it's not, out of the ordinary. And as a classroom teacher, what are some ways, what are some of your techniques, what are some of your philosophies to assist?
Well, one of the things that goes on in my classroom is flexible seating. So my students pick new seats every day. Sometimes they have more than one seat in a day. When they're working with other students, which they are on a daily basis, they get to move about the room. They can sit where they want, get comfortable. But mainly, I need them to really be able to have solid conversations about what they're learning, because that social learning, the bang for your buck there, it's ginormous.
Wow. Okay, you're enjoying that drink. He's ready for my next question. You ready for my next question?
Yes.
It's going to be a real tough one.
Okay.
What do you like to do when you're not studying? What's your hobbies?
My hobbies? Probably to help my family with stuff, bonding with them, playing board games.
What kind of board games?
Monopoly, Jenga, and Watch a Mouse. It's where you put like a mouse piece in and you have to try to say the words.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that one. I have to look into that one. What is it called?
Watch your mouse.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth. And you put these big lips in, and you get these clues, and you have to try to get your family to guess what you're saying, right, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay. I do you have the game?
I'm very familiar with it.
Okay, so who's your mom and dad? Throw them a...
What?
Give them a shout out. Your parents.
Oh.
Their names.
Rosalia and Jonathan.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have 2 siblings.
And they are?
Violetta and Yuna.
Okay. And did they go to Rialto Unified School District at all?
They help me with stuff. Like, they go to my,
Did they go to school in Simpson at Simpson?
no.
Oh, okay. So are they older or younger?
There's one older and one younger.
Oh, one older, one younger. Okay, great. Thank you so much for being here, John.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it. And I'm going to make sure that I give you the last question.
Okay.
So, another tough one. Can you describe your principal in one word?
Amazing.
Can you describe your teacher in one word?
Caring.
Wow. Amazing and caring. Wonderful adjectives to describe our 2 top educators. Thank you, Principal Rodriguez, for being here. And we look forward to great things and great academic success at Simpson Elementary School. And thank you, Mrs. Diamond, Rialto Unified School District's Teacher of the Year. And John, thank you for being with us, our future Harvard alum.
You're welcome.
Okay. And you're excited about Harvard, huh?
Yes.
Okay, we're excited to see you get there, okay?
Yeah, got to dream big, aim high.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us. I'm Saida Joffrey. We'll see you next time on the Bridge Podcast.